Hi friends! For class today, I am writing a story, or a narrative, as it is also known. Our teacher gave us some great tips, that can help us write a great story. I'll share them with you, so that you too, can write a great story. To write a great story, no matter if you write about something real or imagined, you need to remember 3 things. Have a good structure that shows how the events unfold. Provide details that draw the reader in, and use different writing techniques. Let's start with briefly looking at the structure of the story. A story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. In a linear story, we usually meet the characters in the beginning, and we also find out where the story takes place. We learn how the characters are connected. In the middle, things start happening. This is called rising action. This keeps escalating until the story reaches its climax. The climax is the most exciting part of the story, and it can be, for example, a conflict between the characters, a problem that they face, or an obstacle that they need to get past. Then, we find out how the story ends. How did it go for our characters and their problem, or conflict? Did they manage to overcome it, and live happily ever after? The writing structure is the bones of a story. But it is the details that flesh a story out, and which make it rich and colorful. Let's take the characters, and the setting of the story. A good story should describe those things for us, so that we can form a clear picture in our heads. How do our characters look? Do they have quirks? How is their personality? Likewise, where are our characters when the story starts, and what does that place look like? Engage as many senses as you can in your descriptions. For instance, maybe the house our main character lives in, is right next to a bakery, and each morning she wakes up to the smell of freshly baked bread. Now that I've talked about the structure and the details of a story, let me talk a little about some useful writing techniques. There are many writing techniques, whose purpose is to make your story more interesting to the reader. Some of them are dialogue, figures of speech, like metaphors and similes, and foreshadowing. Using dialogue in your story makes it very interesting for the reader. Dialogue means the parts in the story where characters talk to one another. Dialogue can show us how two people's relationship is, and how they feel about each other. For example, are they friends? Are they angry at each other? Are they trying to solve a problem together, perhaps? Dialogue makes the story come alive. Figures of speech, such as metaphors, similes, and hyperbole, enrich a story. Take metaphors, for example. Trees are the planet's lungs. Trees are not really lungs. They act like lungs, in that they filter the air, just like real lungs. Metaphors can be really beautiful, and they help us form an image in our heads. Foreshadowing is a technique which an author uses, to give us a hint about what is going to happen. Let's say that a character in a story tells another, "The garden is beautiful. But, whatever you do, do not eat the black apples." What do you think happens next? That's right! The other character eats a black apple, and gets very sick. Foreshadowing is exciting, isn't it? So, there you have it! Some tips, to help you write a great story. Have fun writing!